Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Volvo XC60 T8 all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid. Now, this doesn't look like it has much of a bark to it, but let me tell you, this thing bites, and it bites hard. So let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front, and this thing is really nice. So I love this forest lake color. It's kind of a mossy green, but with more gray in it. And it just looks spectacular. It's very subtle, but it really has an intriguing look to it. So definitely a color to get. And these headlights are iconic modern Volvo design. Love the fact that we have kind of that split line in the middle and with the lights on the top and on the bottom as well. Then we get to the grille, and this thing looks awesome in the black. Love the fact that we have it blacked out. And yeah, we get a little bit of a chrome splash with the Volvo logo there. We do have the front-facing camera, which is part of the 360-degree camera system, which has been pretty good. Minus the rear one, which we'll talk about later. But other than that though, yeah, looks really nice. And just love this lower aggressive part of the bumper right in there. And yeah, I was actually looking in here. I see there's a cooler in here, and there is a fan in here as well. So yeah, that's interesting. I guess, yeah, these things will, you know, there's a lot going on under the hood, which we'll take a look at. But yeah, love this front end. Love the green with the black especially, and that little splash of chrome. Great headlight design. So let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood. We get under the hood, and we have the 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine, and it is cranking out 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to the 8-speed auto and then to the all-wheel drive system. Now, a couple of things with this. Yeah, let's start with the engine. 2.0 liter turbo hybrid, 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. That's insane. That's insane. That's sports car numbers. That's like really high sports car numbers too. And it does a good job at hiding it. It really does, which is why I said this thing doesn't have that much of a bark, but the bite, man, this thing really bites when you get on it. And it's so smooth about it too, but it really kicks you in your ass to put it frankly. It is a really lovely power plant to drive, because if you drive it calmly, and you would not suspect a single thing. It just is that smooth at delivering the power. There's no weird switch to the hybrid on, because we do have the option to turn it on or off. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Volvo. You guys have nailed it. Just like Jeep did with their 4xe Wrangler, where you can choose to either use the hybrid, you know, let the system automatically use the hybrid when it needs to, as far as like the battery that we get, or the option to charge it from the engine to the battery, or we can tell it to hold it, not to use it, not to use the battery at all, and just use the gas. And then you also have the drive mode of pure, where you can literally make this a pure EV. And yeah, there are some limitations. Obviously, if you floor it, it's gonna want to, you know, it's gonna need to give you the power, so it turns on the engine. But that is what we need in every hybrid system, to have that control. Or yeah, with this being the plug-in version, which is typically more performance side of things with hybrids. Yeah, at least give it to us with those. But yeah, I love the fact that we have this functionality, and it has just made it for an unbelievable week of being able to control that. And again, if you're not like me that wants to tinker things, leave it in the hybrid, leave it in auto, plug it in when you want to, don't plug it in when you don't want to, and it just does a great job at it. The other thing is, wow, this hood really opens up. This thing is, it's like in a service mode, like some vehicles have, but love it. The transmission has been great. No shifts that are weird or anything like that. The ratios are beautiful for everyday driving, for, you know, city, for highway. The all-wheel drive system gets the power down. Yeah, I have no complaints. It doesn't sound bad either for a 4-cylinder. It's a little bit on the quieter side. Thankfully, it's not pumped in. But yeah, I love this power plant. This has been probably my favorite of the year. Yeah, that's a big statement, because we get everything. We get the power, we get the efficiency, we get the drivability, and we have the customizing or the control of the drive modes and the electric usage. Yeah, I'm impressed, Volvo. So let's go ahead and take a look at those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and we have this big and beautiful 21-inch wheel, and it is wrapped in the 255/40 Pirelli Scorpion Zero tire. Now, I do love the look that we get with the wheel. We have kind of the inner parts are in black, along with the more outer face, so to speak, parts of it are in that polished or that chrome finish to it. So love this design. You can see it's kind of like a 5. So they call it the split V5 or something along those lines, but it looks really good. I love the way that it looks. Very simple. Yeah, it's a big wheel. Even though we have a big wheel and a small sidewall, these tires were great at absorbing the road. Same thing with the suspension. So yeah, no complaints with this. And you have the grip as well that these things offer, because you're gonna need it with that much power under the hood. And yeah, they performed well. The suspension has been unbelievable. It's done everything it needs to do. Be comfortable, be sporty, be responsive, be mundane, because sometimes we do need suspension to just be mundane and just absorb everything and not give us anything inside of the cabin, so to speak. And it's done a great job at that. So I am just in love with the setup. Now the brakes, yeah, get ready to need more distance, because this isn't a light vehicle. So you're going to need more distance to get this big guy stopped. Other than that though, the pedal did feel good. So that, it does have that. It's just, you're gonna need more distance. But great setup overall, and I'm just loving this. So let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side, and yeah, this thing, they label it as an SUV. I label it as a wagon, hatchback / CUV, everything, because it's got that sporty. If we look at the profile, it's not tall enough, I think, for a CUV, or long enough for an SUV, and it's too tall for a kind of a hatchback, and too short for a wagon. So it's cool. and I think that's what I really like about this side profile. And the other thing, again, that green color is just unbelievable. It looks really, really good. Now we get started kind of on the front part, and we have really bulbous fenders. Yeah, so they're really kind of, I don't know how to describe them, but they're just really round. So love the fact that we have that, and we do still have some kind of straight, sharp lines on here as well. And you can see with the 21-inch wheels, yeah, they're definitely a good size to fill that wheel well up. So loving that. We do get the charging port here, so it is in the front driver's side of the Volvo. And yeah, charging took a little bit. It took a little bit more than my other vehicles, because I think it was limiting it at like 5 kilowatt per hour, while my charger can actually do up to, I believe, 9. So we were only kind of delivering half the power that is, and that was being regulated by the Volvo itself. But yeah, we have this beautiful door design, and it's got this round, smooth, but still kind of jagged lines down here. We have kind of a cutout here. We have, yeah, we have kind of a small side skirt down here. It just looks really good. We have that sharp line that develops in the back. We have the black framing, which looks really, really good. Love it, especially with this green. And I gotta say, the rear window here, it's actually really, really dark compared to other vehicles. The tinting, which is welcome. I got lucky today. We're supposed to get 100 degrees, so we don't unfortunately get a sunshade back here, so I think that's why this was done a little bit more. We get the roof rails up here in the black color, which look really nice. But yeah, overall though, this thing looks nice. I love this side profile because it's got that, like, I am this but not that, but this at the same time and not the other. So it's got that in between of everything, so to speak, with its size and profile. Now, I do have the key fob in my hand. I do want to show something off though, because it looks really good. I love, if you take a look, yeah, it's got that, it's got the Volvo right in there. It's got the Swedish flag. It looks really good. It's very simple, nothing really spectacular about it, though. As far as the remote, we do have the alarm setting, we do have the locking and the rear hatch. So yeah, nothing too big, but I love this ring. This ring is really nice. Not sure if this is for all of them or just for certain models, but definitely get it because it's a nice little touch. So I'll go ahead and put it in my pocket, and I go to reach and it unlocks. I can go ahead and open up and you're good to go. I can go ahead and close this off, lock it right in there. Perfect. And now reach the back, and yeah, it's got a built-in sensor as well, which is nice. It's welcoming, especially with vehicles like this that you're gonna have family, you're gonna have dogs. You don't want to have to unlock, look for the keys. If you have all this stuff, just go ahead and reach for it, and it goes ahead and unlocks, and you can lock it as well in the back. So yeah, thank you, Volvo. Small little detail, but you would be surprised how many times it's kind of annoying when a vehicle like this doesn't have it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the back. We take a look at the back, and this thing is incredible. I love the design that we get with this. We get started on the top, and we have this nice spoiler that sticks out just a little bit. We have the brake light, third brake light right in there. And then we have the rear glass, which is nice. The visibility has been fine. We don't get a rear view camera system on this, but like I said, visibility has been fine. Headrests are out of the way, so you are able to really see out the rear glass. And then we have the wiper there, which has a nice little sleek design to it. Then we get over to the taillights, and these things are awesome. The fact that we get that body shape on here is just loving it. Love the way that we have this. And yeah, inside we have a lot of textures to the taillight. So yeah, great design. And then yeah, I always thought as a kid, it was funny because I always thought some of these more European cars, I was like, why is one side always brighter than the other? Yeah, we have a rear fog light in the Volvo, which I haven't seen in, or haven't really driven a vehicle that has a rear fog in a while. So love the fact that we have that, especially sometimes here in Texas, we get some pretty gnarly fog. So love that we have that. We have the XC60 badging, the Volvo badging, and then the T8 to let everyone know, yeah, you're pulling some power in this. Now the rear bumper down here, it's really nice. We have that nice little black trim. It's a shame we don't have exhaust tips, exposed exhaust tips, because we do have two, one on each side. But yeah, unfortunately, it would have been nice to just kind of have a little bit of a visible, maybe a black chrome tip to it to go with the black framing around the window or something, but, or the trim down there. But yeah, this looks great. So let's go ahead and see what we have inside. We open up the back, and we can do it by just pressing the button down there. And let's just say I was surprised about how much space there is here. So a couple of things. We do have a good amount of height, which is always nice. We do have, which is then going to give us some depth. We have the option to use the air suspension to lower this or to raise it back up. So love the fact that we have that there. And then when we go ahead and open down here, we are going to get this. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So we have the battery back here, and we have the air compressor here for the air suspension, which is pretty readily serviceable and available, which is nice, because sometimes these things are really hidden under, and if something goes wrong, you can always go ahead and have quick access to that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of, oh yeah, and we have the charger here for the battery system there, so loving that for the hybrid battery. And then we have a little bit of a opening here, but yeah, that's kind of what we get. And like I said, I'm pretty impressed with the size of this trunk area. And yeah, we take a look at the door, and it's really nice. I love the material that we have up here. It's nice and soft, pretty good size for, you know, using your armrest there. And then we have the nice brushed finishes to that. We have 2 memory options. We have your locking there, and we have the Bowers and Wilkins speaker system, which has been really nice. It's been really loud, very clear. But this one kind of confuses me because, yeah, you can see the little speaker in there, but it's actually facing, when you close the door, it's not facing you. It actually faces away from you. So not sure how that would work, but I guess bouncing off certain, you know, surfaces. But anyways, it looks good, performs great. Then we have our controls for our windows and our mirror. And one of my favorite things, yeah, we do have the child lock right here on the door, which makes things a lot easier instead of having to, you know, go into the door. And it's nice because when we park, I can go ahead and turn it off. My kiddo can get out. And then when we go to drive away, we can go ahead and just press it there. Then we have a little bit of storage down here and bigger storage here. So that's nice. Oh yeah. And then the speaker down there, which would have been nice to have as the kind of the same grill here. But yeah, that's kind of what we get down there. We take a look at the seats, and these things are incredible. I love the design. They look really awesome, and they are really well ergonomically designed as well. We do have some adjustability in here, which is nice. I've been able to find my sweet spot with no issue. We have the heated option. We have the venting option. We have a massage option. So you're really going to be covered with anything, you know, the day may tackle you with. But yeah, love the design. Like I said, it's very precise. There's some like level of precision, like very clean, precise design to these seats. Yeah, they're white, so just kind of be aware of that. And we also have a nice little Swedish flag, which looks great. But yeah, that's kind of what we get with the seats. We take a look at the steering wheel, and this thing is nice. I love the fact that we get the two-tone, so we do get kind of that, it's like a bluish black color to it. So it's more black than it is blue, but it kind of has that little hint. And then we have the wider color on the inside of the interior here. And yeah, the stitching as well, it's actually a even brighter white. So it does kind of stand out. It does kind of give you a little bit more life to it. But really love this design. The look to it is really nice. So yeah, and also the comfortability or the ergonomics of it are really nice to have there. And then we have our settings for our cruise control there on the left hand side. We have this awesome airbag design there with the Volvo logo. And then on the right hand side, we have our controls for our infotainment system. But yeah, loving this thing. Love the way that it feels, love the way that it looks. And yeah, really that's what you get with the Volvo steering wheel. We get over to the gauge cluster, and this is pretty much all you're gonna get. You're gonna get this and another option that is just going to show you the map. It's going to be Google Map on there, but this is kind of it. Oh yeah, and then if you press the button, you can reset your trip computer. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because we have a really nice looking screen on here, and yeah, we can't really customize it unless there's a way you guys are aware to customize it. But my buddy that owns a Volvo also said, yeah, no, that's pretty much what you get. But I wish it had more, because it definitely can be a lot more. I would have liked to seen more, you know, consumption, you know, power distribution, those kind of things we get with like all-wheel drive vehicles, with EV vehicles, or with hybrid vehicles. But as far as what we get, it's not bad. So we do have the speedometer on the left hand side. We do have our gear selection on the right hand side, and then we have the power/charge meter to show if we are either consuming or recharging the battery system there. And then at the bottom we have the meter for the gas gauge, and then we have the electric gauge, the battery gauge. So that's what we get there. Yes, it is really 103 degrees right now outside, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, this is what we have. And again, I wish we had more options because I think there could be so much great potential to this. We get over to the infotainment screen, and this thing is nice. I like it. It's literally, I almost want to say it's an iPad size, but I love it. And unfortunately though, yeah, iPad size, but not iPad functionality. We don't have wireless Apple CarPlay with this, so we do need to plug in. And I haven't had a vehicle without wireless Apple CarPlay, so I would need to go really looking for my cable that I would use for cars. So yeah, that tells you something, Volvo. Please guys, I need you guys to give us the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android function in this, because I think it would be a great experience, especially with that wireless charger that we'll take a look at. But yeah, so I am having to transmit via Bluetooth on here. It works fine, it sounds great. And then obviously we have the different apps that we can have here. There's obviously more that you can download from the App Store should you have an account. We unfortunately don't to download on other people's vehicles, but let me show you guys the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in reverse. You also had that little button there, but yeah, we have this, and I gotta say, this bottom camera for the reverse, it's a little awkward because it's kind of pointing down at an angle, and I feel like we don't get to see a lot more. Granted, yes, what's directly behind you is fine, but I feel like I kind of want to see further out, and it also kind of hinders any side camera or any side vehicles when you're trying to back out. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of a shame. But this, we have the top view here, which looks great. I love the top view that we get. And then we also have obviously the front. Front does kind of do something similar, but we do get a lot more height, considering that I'm actually at a decline in my driveway. So yeah, the fact that we are able to see here, I feel like this is kind of what we need for the back camera. And then let me go ahead and go back, and then the sides was awesome because we have the option to see there. Yeah, so we see that there, which I am loving for that. And then obviously we can switch it over to the other side as well. So love the fact that we get that. And then obviously we have the 360-degree camera system, which is going to, you know, show you everything we have there. And then obviously the rear auto brake and any parking sensors kind of going off. But yeah, that's kind of what we get with the camera system. And other than that though, oh yes, the drive modes. So this is what I really love about this vehicle, and I feel like Volvo, you guys nailed it, and every other manufacturer, you guys need to catch up. So we have the drive modes. So right now we are set to hybrid, which says acceleration, driving dynamics, and fuel consumption are optimized for efficiency during all types of daily driving. We can go to power, and it says enhances steering and suspension feedback and optimizes power for sportier driving. When I did that, the air suspension went down. So definitely is doing the work. Now pure, we can't do pure because we don't have enough battery power, but pure is going to be strictly using the battery power of the hybrid system, so your engine's not going to be running. Then we have off-road, which is going to be for low speed driving and in rough terrain, increase steering sensitivity and activates hill descent control. Right now the suspension is going way up for that, so love the fact that we have that. And yes, it is for low speed, so after you accelerate a certain amount, it will deactivate or not be available as an option. And then we have the all-wheel drive, which is going to be optimized power distribution to all four wheels when constant traction is needed, which results in a higher energy consumption. Yeah, we're aware. So we'll go ahead and switch it back and keep it in hybrid. Now we also then have always start in drive mode pure. So that's going to essentially say, hey, when I turn it on, consume the battery life first of the hybrid. Then we have my favorite thing, which I feel like every single hybrid should have this option, or at least your more premium options should have it, which I experienced in the Wrangler 4xe, which I thought was a great thing to have back then when that was announced. And I feel like now we're seeing it in more vehicles, because this is, I think, the third or fourth one that has this. But how to use your battery. You can do the auto, which is going to basically use the battery when it can. It's going to make it as efficient as possible. Then hold is going to be the fact that it's going to hold the battery, so it's not going to use the battery, and it's going to use the engine, so it's holding your charge. Basically, don't consume it. And then we have charge. So charge means use the engine to charge that battery. Granted, if you have a charger, EV charger, you can always plug it in and get it up to 100% a lot faster. But I love this. This is what every EV needs. So definitely wish hopefully this is a trend, because sometimes I want to not use the battery consumption and just use the gas, or maybe I just wanted to use auto, or I wanted to go ahead and tell it to charge. So love the fact that we have this option here. And then we have creep, which is basically like you let off the brake and it starts going, as opposed to just kind of holding it like an EV kind of would. And then we have the steering feel there as well, and then the air suspension for getting in and out. But yes, loving this. But yeah, that's kind of what we get with the infotainment screen. We come a little bit lower and we have the wireless charger here, which has been nicely placed. So let's go ahead and try the chuck test. Okay, maybe that was a little bit too extreme, but yeah, you could literally just chuck your device there to charge, and yeah, it's charging. So that's why I was a little frustrated with the fact that we don't have wireless Apple CarPlay in this. So we do have to, unfortunately, just kind of leave it there, and then just use the Bluetooth function instead of the wireless Apple CarPlay. But yeah, love the fact that we have that. And then we have the shifter, gosh, I'm gonna butcher this name, Orrefors Crystal Shifter, which, yeah, let's see if we can get the light to kind of hit it. I'll go ahead and open up the sunroof, see maybe if we can get a little bit more light, but it just looks really, really nice. It definitely looks high-end. Love the feel to it, love the shape to it. So yeah, let me see if we can get there you go, you can see the little logo right in there. But love the fact that we have this, and yeah, very simple, very straight to the point. Just kind of drive, reverse, and then neutral, and then just kind of park. So nothing different about it, just the fact that how it looks, and it actually feels really nice. I love the kind of feel and the shape to it. So yeah, good on you, Volvo, because this is definitely the great shape that you want your shifter to have. And then we have over here the 12 volt charger there, or adapter, and then we have a little bit of an area here. We do have some cup holders, which have been a little kind of awkward, because this is a water bottle, standard water bottle, but there is a lot of play and there is a lot of movement. So I understand if you get a little bit like this, but the fact that we get that, it does require you to have a really big cup at the bottom. And then yeah, I guess this is the better option, but that's definitely shifting over. But yeah, not really that good of cup holders per se. But yeah, that's kind of what we get there. Then we get this. This is how you turn it on. So you turn it off. Well, right now it was on, but you turn it off by just turning it, and then you turn it back on by turning it again. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It's different, and I kind of enjoyed having it like that. And then back here we have the parking brake and the auto hold for that. And we get the armrest, which has been really nice. No complaints about it. Ergonomically placed. So yeah, you could see basically how I can have a hold on the shifter there. We go ahead and open it up, and we do get two USB-C options there, but not, unfortunately, too much space. So just kind of be aware that there's not that much available space there. Yeah, and it's telling you to kind of run your cable through there. But yeah, that's kind of what we get there. Now, I usually don't show off sunroofs and their buttons because it's usually just a plain old, yeah, press this button and bam, sunroof opens up. But this is actually really unique looking. It is not a button. It's kind of like a sensor. So I have to just kind of do that. And that opens up. And it's a shade that opens up. Yeah. So, yeah. So we have the option of doing that. It is very bright outside, as you can tell. And as you can tell, that does a lot. So yeah, and then we can just go ahead and move it forward, and then the sunshade comes forward. But yeah, I don't know, it was fun, it was different. So loving that experience we get with the sunroof. The only thing is, just kind of be aware that you're probably going to get tricked into thinking the shade is dirty. No, that's just a shadow of whatever dirt is on top. Because I was like, man, I was about to start yelling at my kid because I was like, why is the shade so dirty? But yeah, it's just the watermarks from the sunroof itself. So just kind of be aware of that and don't freak out like I did. We get to the back door and we have very similar materials that we had at the front with the same finishes. The Bowers and Wilkins speaker, which this is a little bit pointed more towards the passenger or the person instead of away. We have the control for the window there. A little bit of storage right there, a little bit more storage, not too big, and then we have the bigger speaker here. Now, one thing I did notice, I was like, wait a minute. I asked my son, I said, hey, do you have a sunshade back there? Because I kind of peeked over, and they don't. But the rear tinting on this is actually really, really dark relative to other brands. So loving that, because yeah, it is really hot. As you can see, that's how much of a light difference we get between the non-tinted and the actual tinted area. But yeah, loving that. We get to the back and these seats look really nice. My kiddo has been loving it this week and they look really good. They're nice and bolster there as well. Yeah, only thing is they are gonna get a little bit on the dirty side, so just get your cleaner ready. But they feel super soft, which is nice to have in a vehicle like this. And then obviously his child seat, just a matter of pulling those little things, or his little booster seat for that there. Now the rear seats do get heated options on the sides. We have a little bit of a storage area there, and then we have some USB-C connections right down here. We do get this harder plastic kind of tonneau here, so that was kind of, I don't know, it was different. It was unexpected compared to, you know, just having the carpet on there. But yeah, that's kind of what we get. We do have the secret cup holders, like he likes to call. I feel like these would probably be better than the ones we get in the front. And then we have the pass-through, which you can open up from the other side. And then we also have the option right up here that will bring the seat down. It folds the headrest, so that's good, and we can just regain so much space there. And then again, just a matter of bringing it back up, and then you're set. We take the XC60 for a drive, and I love taking this thing for a drive. One of the things, yeah, I'm getting my massage in for the week. My about 7th or 8th time this week. So yeah, it's super relaxing. And what else is relaxing is the feel in here. It's just really relaxed. It's super airy, especially because of the lighter interior. It's quiet in here as well. You know, tire noise is non-existent. You know, road noises, yeah. This glass really kind of encompasses you in your own bubble, literally. So yeah, it's been really good. And just, yeah, the steering wheel feels so good in my hands. Just the electronics, everything, just, it's been a great experience in this thing. And yeah, I kind of want to, I told my wife, I'm like, do you want to consider a Volvo? Because this is the first Volvo that I've driven in, oh gosh, probably 6 years. And that time was just a little bit of a tease of like, hey, go ahead in an automotive journalist event. And it was like a quick, if you think this is a quick date, that's like a speed dating kind of thing that we got with those cars. But this thing is spectacular. And I mean, I love the Polestar stuff. That has been also incredible with the precision, and just everything just looks so precise, and the materials are high end, and the finishes just look so good. The craftsmanship, I think that's the word I'm looking for. The craftsmanship is almost untouchable, especially at this price point. Now, granted, yes, we do have kind of a pricier segment here, but I think for what you're paying, you're getting a lot. Now, I'm about to go to the area where we do a little bit of spirited driving, so we are going to change to power, and we'll do battery usage set to auto so that it can distribute the battery the way it would based on that power setting. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's have some fun. Oh, so a little bit of torque steer. Yeah, especially, you know, even at the speed that I was, and then I dropped some gears. So definitely felt a little bit of, you know, power trying to get down. So, yeah. And this thing, oh yeah, there's a lot of involvement with the steering. And yeah, you're gonna wanna give it some distance for brakes because, yeah, this guy is a little bit on the heavier side. But getting power down is not a problem. Exercise the right foot with the braking because you're definitely going to need it. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm surprised at how good this thing is at picking up. And on the corners, it's not bad. Yeah, it's definitely getting the power down. So, yeah, just like I said, get ready for some braking distance to be needed. But wow, this is surprising at how good it is to just get the power down. Oh my gosh. And oh, this is surprisingly good. It really is, because I was not expecting it from this vehicle. I mean, we're almost at 500 horsepower. 455 horsepower is a lot. So let's go ahead and see if we can do the 3-point stop. So we go here, drop a wheel a little bit, because we have that all-wheel drive, so it's probably gonna have me brake. Okay, and yeah, so despite the fact that the grass is really tall, we were able to really get this thing straight in those 3 points on this. So yeah, it's surprisingly good and super easy to park. Now we've gone ahead and set up our race box. It's our 0 to 30, 0 to 60 meters. So it's also a drag timer and also a lap timer. It's an all-in-one telemetry box. Great little device, great company. So take a look at the link in my description for a little possible discount. So we've gone ahead and we still are in the mode for power, and we cannot brake boost this because it just wants to go. It's actually gonna move it before, you know, it can actually kind of hold it. So we're gonna let it boost a little bit, and then we're gonna go. So okay, I think let's talk numbers. So 0 to 30 in 1.78 seconds and 0 to 60 in 4.81 seconds. I think that is a record for my 0 to 30. And let's just say, yeah, it definitely feels like it. Again, you're gonna need to give us some distance for braking, but that's the insane thing about this. Now, my buddy's wife has an XC90, and I asked him, does your wife really have 455 horsepower available? And he goes, oh yeah, she does. And yeah, I think that's why it's my buddy Nick, the one with the IS350, that I keep telling him, you need to get the IS500. And I think after driving this, he definitely does, because this thing, yeah, is fast. And yes, this is actually going to be a little bit faster than that one because it is on a smaller platform. But man, this thing is just incredible. Performance is unbelievable. Yeah. Now, this is a genuine reaction because I haven't been driving this thing like this. I have literally been in hybrid and literally just charging the hybrid system itself with the engine. And this is how I've just been driving. Calm, cool, and collective. But the crazy thing is, you hit that power, and even then in hybrid, you could still kind of get things going. Yeah, not as quickly as you would in power, but yeah, this is the astonishing thing of putting that much power in an SUV like this. Yes, CUV, I think I consider it more of a wagon, a wagonish or hatchback, really. So yeah, this has been unbelievable. Yeah, Volvo, you guys have outdone yourself with this. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of the Volvo XC60, and remember, find the right gear. See ya.